Hello, everyone. Welcome to Speak Your Piece. This is being powered by Above and Beyond Treatment Facility at 2942 West Lake Street. I am excited about tonight getting one of the directors out. And actually, this director runs the food pantry. And I'm going to let him introduce himself and give you the location of the food pantry.
My name is Ken Cozzi, and I am the Executive Director of Above and Beyond Food Pantry, and we are located in West Garfield Park at 817 South Pulaski.
And I'm telling you, this is one of the best food pantries in the city of Chicago. I just want to give you this about the food pantry. I was working at Above and Beyond, again, 2942 West Lake Street, and I was sent to the food pantry, but I had never been there before. And I got on Pulaski and about Polk Street, maybe Fifth Avenue, and I couldn't find it. So I stopped some people, and you know, when you stopping people on Fifth Avenue and in Pulaski, they looking at you. I said, well, I need to find the food pantry. They stopped. They was like, yeah, sister, it's right down the street. You can't miss it. Get on this side. They give you anything you need, from shoes, everything. They was just laying it out for me. And I thought that was just the nicest thing, that the people in the community knew exactly where this food pantry was. And the information that they was given to me, and how to get there and how they was being treated at this food pantry, is what really stuck with me. And the reason for that is Mr. Ken Cozzi. So, Mr. Ken Cozzi, can you tell me what makes this one of the premier food pantries of the city of Chicago?
Yeah, you know, we've done a lot of good and we've grown very fast. You know, the food pantry, we started back in March of 2021. It actually was birthed out of the Above and Beyond Family Recovery Center, where the founder of the Recovery Center, his wife, had always had a dream of opening up a food pantry. Mm-hmm. And it was during COVID, and they're driving around. She's like, now's the time to do it. Where are people getting food? Especially all the grocery stores, their shelves are empty, so on and so forth. So they found a location. They found it here in West Garfield Park, where there's just a huge need there. So we start off with small, humble beginnings, you know, a few days a week, short hours. But now we have just grown over the years as to where we're the only food pantry in the Greater Chicago Food Depository system of over 600 pantries that is open 6 days a week. We are also, so it's Monday through Saturday, but we also do wraparound services. And basically what that means is, you know, we could provide food all day. You know, and ultimately, it's not going to fix the food insecurity issue. Right. But we are there to help with that immediate need.
Well, explain those wraparound services.
Absolutely. So in order to help break the cycle of food insecurity, what we're looking at is helping people, first of all, get the basic documents they need, you know, in order to get jobs, to get housing, so on and so forth, such as state of Illinois IDs, birth certificates, social security cards. I mean, those are just the basics that we do every day to help our clients. But on top of that, we have a caseworker that'll go down the rabbit hole with them to help them, you know, find that housing, find jobs, expungements, you know, reentry, you know, back into the community. So there's just a plethora of things that we work with our clients with to get them in a better place.
Okay, you talked about some of the wraparound services, but I have seen ladies make their way there to the pantry to have meetings, to have encouraging meetings and self-help meetings there. And I have seen ladies come out with flowers. They just feel so good about going there. And what are those meetings like?
Yeah, so you're specifically talking about our longest running group, and it's called Women on Their Way. And you're right, it's Wednesday mornings from about 10 to 11. And it's a very popular and very well-attended group of women. And ultimately, it is just a chance for women in the community to get together, and just discuss, potential issues or challenges they're experiencing, to share their experiences, and ultimately to better themselves and better the community through that. You're right. They'll come out with flowers. We maybe do some candle making with them. Do a lot of different activities. But we also bring in a lot of partners. That'll talk about a variety of things, anywhere from Medicaid to how to work with feral cats, how to get them spayed and neutered. I mean, it's just such a wide variety, but everything is definitely centered around, the community itself.
And when I say the ladies come out, and I'm talking about grandparents, mothers, women who are working, and they take time out their day to go here so that they can get some of the services or the self-help that they need for themselves. And that's a lot, because sometimes women, we wear a lot of different hats, and so we be pulled in a lot of different directions. And for a place where we can go and say, okay, I need to reset. I can reset. And I have found that the women that go here usually give back to other women or other people. So that's a very important piece. So tell me, can you tell us how many pounds of food have you given away?
Yeah, so when it comes to the pantry side, the food side, last year in 2024, we were able to collect and distribute 1.7 million pounds of food. And we ended up serving a little over about 56,600 people last year alone. And so we have been doubling and tripling over the years. So from 2021, our humble beginnings of ripping boxes open, putting them on the table, and letting people come through, we are now basically a mini grocery store. We're open to everyone. Everyone is welcome. And we're there. We have a wonderful selection because we've worked so hard.
So do you give the people the food that they want? Did you want to give them, or how do they get the food?
Sure.
That's an important piece.
That's the important piece. Like any other pantry, though, that's underneath the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Everyone has to do an intake. Everyone should have their food depository card. And if they don't have it, they don't bring it with them, we could definitely help them get that. And that card's good for all the pantries in the city and the Cook County. But once they do their intake, they come on in, and because we do food rescue, so we receive food from the food depository every Monday morning, but we also have 2 refrigerated trucks, 2 full-time drivers that on 2 different routes that we pick up from local vendors, large grocery stores, national chains, and local chains, where 6 days a week we are picking up groceries. And so we ended up doing about 59 stops a week, but we are also supporting 3 other pantries.
Okay.
With us. So it's not just us, it's 3 others. There's one in East Garfield Park and also 2 in the Austin neighborhood. But because we have these great connections and all these pickups, we're able to get a lot of food that other pantries just aren't able to get their hands on. I mean, you'll come in today and you'll have baked goods, pre-made deli items, to fresh bread, a lot of produce, extra proteins, extra meats. So we get not only usually an abundance of it, but we're able to offer definitely a much wider variety of food beyond the staples of your canned vegetables and pasta noodles and things like that.
I wanted to say, especially what you're talking about with the other pantries, that is something that makes Above and Beyond as a unit very unique. Their linkages with other groups and how they utilize these linkages to give clients different avenues to go to and resources, because people need different help in different areas. Your bottom may not be my bottom. Your needs may not be my needs. So they meet people where they at and help them in those different areas. Those leakage agreements are very, very unique to Above and Beyond. That's one of the things that make them a very special place. And it's right over also into the food pantry. So you heard that.
Absolutely. I'm very open and honest with the simple fact that we can't do it all. We just can't. I mean, there's so much need and such a variety of situations and challenges that people are facing. We can't do it all. So going out and getting these agreements and these partnerships is key to, I don't say our success, but for the success of our clients. And, we'll have a variety of, legal attorneys to help people with the court cases, all the way down to housing and employment, a lot of those basics, because you could be good at everything, but you'll never be great at something if you are spreading yourself too thin. So, we are very focused on what we do on a daily basis, but again, we are always partnering with local organizations, but again, even national organizations that will come in to support our clients.
Now, I want to ask you, like a current today, with the things about the SNAP, about the government shutdown, about the cutting off of people getting cut off of SNAP benefits, Medicare, how is the pantry prepared to help? Because I see that you're going to get influxed. Even with the government's opening back up, people are still saying, And then I'm hearing people saying, they're giving me the SNAP, but they're only going to give me not even a third of what I was getting. So they're looking for resources. So how are you preparing yourself?
Yeah, first of all, with the whole change in the SNAP benefits and others that are currently taking place, first of all, it's very difficult for our clients to even keep up to date as to what is going on, because things are changing so fast. But it's also difficult for myself. It's also difficult for the Food Depository and Feeding America, because things are changing constantly. And, when things are being activated and different requirements, so on and so forth. So November 1st, as we all know, with SNAP, being cut on November 1st, which is last Saturday, I would say at the end of that week, right before Halloween, we started seeing a huge influx of people coming in, knowing that benefits were being cut off. So we kind of doubled our numbers on those days, and we had reached our records and almost tripled, our numbers of people that we work with each day by Tuesday. And we just kept going and going. What I will say, though, is now that it was like 60% of the funds, 65% of the funds at that point were being distributed, but only those on like the beginning of the month were going to get it at one lump sum, while the others were going to get it on their regular days. But once we started seeing some of these funds going out, I was talking to some of our clients, and they're like, we needed a break. We're tired of standing in pantry lines, because our lines were very long. We move as fast as we can, as do other pantries. But once some funds started coming back, we did see a slight drop off because people needed a break. Simple as that. So as we move forward, fine, SNAP's going to be fully paid for the month of November, and moving forward at this point, we'll see what happens. My concern, though, so how are we preparing for it? So I feel we got over kind of that initial hump with the benefits being taken away or reduced, is now that we have the new requirements that are going in regards to clients, in order to qualify for SNAP, have to prove that they are either working 80 hours a month and or work training 80 hours a month, or doing community volunteering 80 hours a month. And this has to be proven. And if they are not proving that they are doing the 80 hours, they can lose their benefits. And if my understanding is correct, if you're unable to prove it, you get SNAP for 3 months, and then you're done for about 3 years. So people getting out there are going to start having to get moving, but there are definitely going to be groups that aren't exempt from this, where for whatever reason in their life, because again, we meet people where they are, like you said, but they're going to have situations where they're unable to do the work in the training or the volunteering, so they're going to lose their benefits, which means it's going to be it's going to be more challenging for the pantries, not just us, but the system, to be able to continually support more and more people.
Right. I wanted to kind of take the stereotype out of the food pantries, because people believe that the food pantry is for the homeless. That's who you see standing in line. That's not true. People who have been taken away from their jobs, the DEIs, as they want to say. It has been a lot of different people who have worked for many of years and who have been a part of society. These are the people who are in line, who are asking for help. And to adjust to to adjust to that type of system, to make ends meet. That's what they're trying to do when they go to these pantries, and especially it's a humbling experience for people, and so that's why I am excited about Above and Beyond's pantry, because they present themselves with dignity to these people. They give them, it's dignified how they treat them. So you come somewhere and you lost your job. You've been taken away from your job. You're no longer a government employee. And you can come here and they say, well, we can help you in this area and we can help you with food. And that's a lot sometimes. People really need that kind of, okay, this is not the end of the road, So, and I appreciate that you give people that.
Yeah.
I really do.
And that's one of the things we've always stressed, is providing dignity, meeting people where they are. We have all experienced traumas and stress and challenges in life, everyone has, but we don't know what someone is going through that day, that week, that year. Not for us to judge. It's just how can we help?
Right.
And it's important for us to extend ourselves, whether you're staff or volunteers, to extend ourselves, go a little bit extra. Because sometimes just that extra, hello, how you doing today? And have it a genuine, versus, hey, how are you? Come on. I mean, just starting engaging people with conversation, just to see how they are, see how they're doing. I could do it 300 times a day because we'll have more clients than that sometimes. It's just, how you doing? And it's just showing that you're seeing them. And often people aren't seen. They don't feel seen.
Right.
They don't feel heard. And then if someone wants to stop and talk, wonderful. If they have a problem, questions, concerns, wonderful. Let's go chat about it.
And I hear that a new pantry, a bigger pantry, a brand new pantry is in the making.
It is. So we have definitely outgrown our current location. We have taken something that might not be pretty. It's not really ours. I don't feel it's ours. But again, we have double the size of a space that we're currently in from when we first opened.
Right.
But we're literally busting at the seams. I mean, I have stuff in every corner because I have no more storage. I have no more room for fridges and freezers. I have no more of this, no more of that, and I can't expand our services as much as I want to. So yes, it was important to us when we were looking for a new building, our own building, that we stayed in the area. Right, we ingrained ourselves in the community. We love the community. We still want to serve the community clients of this area. So we did find a place a little bit further south, about 5-6 blocks south, and it's a freestanding building. But right now we're about to begin a capital campaign to help raise funds to help renovate the building. I mean, it's fine, it's sturdy, but it's not going to fit the needs of our clients for the long term. We're here to stay. We're investing the time, we're investing the money. So it's going to be a full gut rehab, brand new everything, absolutely everything.
Let me ask you this: volunteers. Would you like volunteers in our community to come out and volunteer at the food pantry? How about some of them tradesmen coming out and helping doing some of that demolition work? Anything that you can do to help our community is wanted. Sometimes you just stand at the door and be a greeter. And, we could be like Walmart. Hello, how are you doing today?
Exactly. We have orange vests.
Yeah, and we got orange vest people, see? And come and take a look at what's going on at the food pantry and at Above and Beyond. This is one of the places I am very proud to say that I'm associated with and that I have been a part of. And that's saying a lot when you're talking about memory pass. She's one of them people, one of them downtown's people. No. It's something to it. What's to this is helping people. And I am all about helping people. And Ken, would you like to say anything else about that pantry and the direction that you see it going?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, we kind of touched on it a little bit, is when they think food pantry. A lot of people think community centers, church basements, and that's fine. I mean, they're a core part of our communities. But a lot of us are really going in a different direction in terms of doing those wraparound services. And, with the pantry, there's the I give food to help people for their immediate needs, but to also take the stress off of them. Let me feed you. Let me help you with that. We supplement SNAP benefits. We're not filling the pantry, but we help supplement. So if I could take that stressor off of you, concentrate on something else. Your kids, your employment, whatever it is. So I want to take that off of you. So by getting a different pantry, by moving into a bigger place, we're going to be able to help more people, much wider area of population, where we're going to be able to work with them. So what I'm really getting at, though, is some of us have been very fortunate to be able to grow the way we have. And we are all expanding, and we are turning more. My goal is to turn more into a full community service center. With social services.
I was just going to say, we're going to change the name of Above and Beyond. Something with that food pantry, because what you do there, I have never seen in any food pantry, any food giveaway. I even, at one time, went some psychological services there. Therapists. And
yep. We'll have therapists come in, we'll have medical nurses stop in, and so on and so forth. But I want to grow that so it's more consistent, not just once a week, once a month, because of just physical space. But by growing it again and getting a larger pantry, we are going to be able to, my goal is more caseworkers, more therapy and counseling. A pipe dream is get dentists, get, doctors in more consistently, or nurses, and just keep these rotations going and bring in more partners. Like banks have mobile units. I know, there's mobile hospitals with, they're in buses and everything else. There's just so much we could do, so much more we could do to grow.
That is a great idea to have mobile service to go to some of the senior buildings, to some of the people who can't get out.
Exactly.
That is a great idea. It has been a pleasure having you here on this show. I cannot thank you enough, and I cannot thank you enough for your service to the city of Chicago and to this community. Once again, if you can get out to the food pantry address again, Ken.
817 South Pulaski and Polk.
And come out and help. Come out and help. And if you're in need, come out and get you some help. And as I always say at the last bit of this show, the life you save may well be your own. And to that, have a good evening, everyone. And thanks again for watching this show. And this is Speak Your Peace.